What's going on, guys? It's Coach Mac back here once again, not only helping you with basketball, but helping you with life. So today I want to talk about the most annoying teammate that you could have by asking you a question. Have you ever had the teammate who laughed it off when they made a mistake and it was just the most hilarious thing? But when you made a mistake, it was like the end of the world and you were the reason that y'all lost the game. And I remember when I was in middle school and I played volleyball for a few years, I had this teammate who was good, but when she made a mistake, it was just so funny. But when you made a mistake, she would come down hard on you and you just want to tell her the same point that we lost when you made a mistake is the same point we lost when I made a mistake. It's not like that my mistake counts as more lost points than yours. But that is because there's this thing called the judgment of charity, and we give ourselves grace while we judge others. We downplay our mistakes and magnify the mistakes of someone else. So the judgment of charity is really just the best case analysis, and we give the benefit of the doubt to ourselves. Now, we try to justify our mistakes, and this is our problem not only as athletes, but it's also our problem as people. And we say, my bad, I didn't mean to. And you want to ask, like, you really thought they meant to make a mistake? You really thought that they wanted to lose a game based on their mistake? And that's not the case. We have the person who gives them the benefit of the doubt, but on the other side of the spectrum, you have the person who is their harshest critic. So most people don't need you to come down on them real hard after they make a mistake because they are their harshest critic. They're already doing that. What they need from you is that they need encouragement. And what we call people who give themselves the benefit of the doubt when they make mistakes, but they're so hard on you, we call that a hypocrite. So I want to ask you, how would you want someone to treat you after you make mistakes? And remember, there's Bible for everything. So today I got 3 Bible verses for you, starting with Luke chapter 6, verse 31, that says simply, and I know that you've all heard it, do to others as you would have them do to you. So when you make a mistake, do you want someone to belittle you, to make you feel less than, to make you feel like you're the reason that y'all lost the game? No, you don't want that. You want someone to encourage you, to lift you up, to make you feel better make you feel better about it so that you won't continue to make mistakes. And then moving on to verse 2, we have Luke 6:37 through 38 that says, judge not and you will not be judged. Condemn not and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, running over, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For with the same measure you use will be given back to you. So in the Old Testament or ancient times, what they used to do to help you understand this better is when they would go to the marketplace, they would have bushels of grain and they would have bushels of corn. And as they would pack this corn and this grain into bushels, either they could throw it in there where they would leave a lot of air so they wouldn't get that much grain or that many grains, or they wouldn't get that much corn in there. Or what they could do is they could press it down, shaking together so they could get more grain and more corn in there. So you would get the biggest bang for your buck. And so this reminds me like of the modern day chip bags. You go to the grocery store and not even half the bag is filled up with chips. Like, Jesus would have been mad back in the day, or God would have been mad back in the day, because that's getting over on people. But the whole point is, if you want someone to be generous to you, be a leader and you be generous first, because a lot of times what you put out or what you do will be given back to you. And then we have Luke 6:39, chapter 6, verses 39 through 42, which basically Jesus is telling a parable of the blind leading the blind. And in verse 41, he asks, why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in yours? So Jesus is saying, this is how foolish we are as people. We're so quick to see the imperfections in everyone else, but we are blind to our own faults. And I remember last night as we were at practice, the girls were getting a little chippy with each other. And as a coach, you just want to say, you missed a layup, you turned the ball over, you did this. So who are you to try to judge or try to condemn your other teammates? Like, all of y'all are making mistakes. So being chippy with one another is not helping you at all, because the truth of the matter is everyone is making mistakes. So how will you respond? But in conclusion, there are 3 things that I want to give you that hopefully will help. So number 1 is be the teammate you want to have. If you don't want someone coming down on you hard because you're a harsh critic on yourself, then be the teammate who encourages, because that's what you will want as a player. Number 2, basketball is a game of mistakes and everyone is going to make them. What's important is how will you respond to those mistakes? Not only when you make them, but also when your teammates make them. And the team who usually makes them the least amount of mistakes is the team that wins. When you're hard on your teammates, it usually leads to them making more mistakes. And so if you want to win, you want to make the least amount of mistakes. So, and number 3, the best way to help your teammate out when they make a mistake is, yes, you absolutely want to hold them accountable, but you also want to encourage them. So my challenge for you this week is, don't be quick to judge, don't be quick to condemn, but be quick to forgive, be quick to give the benefit of the doubt, and be quick to encourage. So as always, I hope this helps.